I'm here right now with Ariel and Sean from Icon for Hire. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
You just got off tour. You're celebrating over a decade of your record Scripted. So it's been a crazy year. How has it been?
Awesome. I mean, this year we're high-fiving more, I think, than we have in a long time.
Because our first two are back. The perspective of everything for me has changed.
We're so grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, after a few years, you're probably like, thank God I can finally get somewhere.
Yeah. Right. Well, we don't even care if there's if the shows go well, if there's kids in the room. The shows have been going well.
They have been going well.
Ticket sales were great, so we're happy. But we were just excited to be on stage. And
you don't just write music; you've also authored a book.
Yeah.
So obviously, that came out pretty much right before the pandemic, and I know you touch upon a lot of different things like mental health, which was really important at that time, but it's become so much more important since people have been locked away, and you kind of came out with that at the perfect timing. So tell us a little bit, or I guess tell me, I'm one person, about how that mental health mission has affected your music and the way you connect with fans.
I mean, that's pretty much just the only leg we've got to stand on, is that piece.
You have music, you have more legs.
Well, but I don't mean the book is the only thing. I mean the point of making the music. The reason I'm in this game to begin with is because music had such an impact on my own well-being, and I was a teenager so desperate. Looking back now, I clearly had very intense anxiety and depression. I should have had therapy and medication. I didn't. I had Linkin Park, and that was the best help I could get, was music, So I wanted to kind of return the favor in a way and see if I could figure out some of my own insanity and maybe get somewhere brighter, and then maybe pull some people along with me on that journey. So that's why I got into music to begin with. And then it was really over COVID that you connected with the mental health piece in a whole new way, I think. Mm-hmm. The reason for the book is our lyrics are dark. We sing and speak to an audience that is in a lot of pain, like all humans are all the time. And so I wanted to try to provide a little bit of more tangible guidance, mm-hmm. instead of very cryptic, abstract music. So that way, if you want both pieces on your journey, you have them.
It's a lot more writing a book than a song, and there's a lot more pages, a lot more consistency, I guess, throughout the storyline that you need. Was it a challenge for you, or are you just gifted in writing?
I love to write, love to create, but the sequencing and the editing,
that's the word that was
yes. So I hired an editor, and I hated that process, and she would send it back, and that part sucked. And so I'm kind of on the down low thinking about working on another book, and I'm going to do it very differently. I'm just going to do chunks that are not related. That way I can start it and stop, much like songs on an album, instead of a 6-hour long song, which is what the book essentially felt like.
Have you really recognized that this revival of pop punk, has that really brought more attention to you guys as well?
I don't know about that. Sometimes I feel like we're in our own little world, just keeping our heads down, and we're not sure what the perception is and how people are finding us.
Yeah, I don't.
I remember feeling there was some stuff with pop even before that, the Logic Suicide song, that was on a few,
mm-hmm.
that stuff was all becoming more mainstream. People were talking about it, and I remember feeling that's wonderful, and yet sometimes we have to handle this stuff very carefully, and I sometimes worry about people jumping into a space that they don't have much personal experience with, jumping on a bandwagon, or trying to help and maybe naively doing more harm than good. I think sometimes you really have to have been there to know, sometimes you're just going to trigger someone by mentioning that, you used to cut yourself or whatever. Sometimes you got to, present things in a really artful and thoughtful way. Kids do take their own lives. And we've always tried to be very careful in our lyrics and in relating to our fan base that, because I know we're going to screw up. That's just the nature of it. But we try to be as respectful to the human experience as possible. Mm-hmm. And that's a scary thing. The thing with the mental health trend stuff, I'm great, that's cool. I love emo nights, all great. But we've been here singing about mental health and suffering from mental health before, and we will be here after. And mental health is part of the human experience. It's like eating. We have to take care of it. And so whether it's in the forefront or not, it's always going to be really important.
You guys are on tour right now, overseas. How does that differ from being in the United States?
So much.
Cars, flying, no service.
Is this your first time in the UK?
No. We've been there a lot. We've been here a lot.
We usually like to play Europe, UK at least about once a year. It's a good market, so we usually do US overseas. Fans are really passionate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We love that. A lot of them are like not too cool for school. They really get into it. They'll rock out with you. You know, like they're very engaged. Unlike sometimes the American audience is like, here's my phone, I'm gonna film you.
People are equal all across the board, but it does feel like there's a little bit more passion in Europe and UK. And I think a lot of it's got to do, I feel like it's built into their culture. Like they came up and was educated to respect artists.
Unlike America.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you for making the time to be on the show with your incredibly busy schedule. Obviously, we're going to keep up to date with everything going on. And if you're watching this right now, make sure you check out all of their music. They just came out with a new record, but the last record's still one you want to listen to, and enjoy the decade of scripted as well. Make sure you touch base with the old thing. Just listen to everything. Let's just set it there. But thank you guys again.